Oh yeah, hey, what's up, dudes?
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your dude, me. Guys, today's story is about this place, Starbucks, and if you're not familiar with Starbucks, it's a milkshake company where I like to use the bathroom. If you live in New York City, you know that there's a 2 milkshake minimum purchase at the Starbucks if you want to do one of these in their B room. So this is a pretty big story. Starbucks is in a sort of a war with the people who do the Starbucking. Coffee jerks, they used to be called in the 50s. So these coffee jerks all around the country are like, hey, we would like our jobs to be slightly less, just a little bit less, serf-like. So they're forming unions all across the country. And Starbucks, I actually have a recording of Starbucks' response to this. Ever since a group of Starbucks workers, known as coffee jerks, it says in this article, they took my material. Workers in Western New York moved to unionize last year. The world's largest coffee chain has been locked in a fierce legal battle with the upstart union. Starbucks Workers United, they're called. But as more baristas across the country unite, a clear winner has already emerged in this potentially historic labor struggle. That would be Littler Mendelsohn, the law firm handling Starbucks litigation at the National Labor Relations Board, the federal agency that referees private sector union elections. So this is a big deal, this whole kind of union busting thing. Huge deal because it makes a lot of this. Hold on. Makes a lot of money for these law firms that these big companies hire to prevent these unions from forming. And it's kind of interesting. There was actually a law a couple years ago that has not gone anywhere.
Shockingly.
That these companies that do this would have to disclose if they were hiring these law firms to do this kind of crap. The Trump administration scrapped a rule that would have required disclosure of certain union-busting expenditures by corporations. The so-called Persuader Rule, oh, that's a cool rule name, was designed to spotlight the industry that rakes in nearly $340 million a year, advising corporations on how to prevent their employees from unionizing. Biden promised during his campaign to revive the Persuader Rule, but he so far has refused to follow through on the pledge. Oh, that's a shocker. He doesn't have time. Which could expose the activities of large corporate law firms who offer, quote, union avoidance, unquote, services, and whose employees funneled big money to Biden's campaign and the Democratic Party as a whole. Oh, God. So, okay, you kind of get it. These big corporations do a lot of this. They cough a bunch of this up to these law firms that fight these unions. Okay, we get it. We get the thing here. But then, a couple days ago, some funny shit, as they call it, happened. Starbucks tries to slow union elections, but misses legal deadline by 8 minutes. The coffee chain's legal team said Microsoft Outlook crashed as it was emailing the files.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love this. These motherfuckers are using the same kind of excuses I have historically used in my school/work career. Oh, I waited till the last 8 minutes, in which I tried to write the entire paper and send the paper. Damn, bro, it didn't work out exactly as planned. I guess the difference between me and this law firm is that I was not being paid millions of dollars. You know what I mean?
No.
I mean, this is probably obvious, but the psychological effect of all this crap, it's gotta be, we gotta figure out a way to study this somehow in detail. You have the Starbucks workers who are if you work at Starbucks right now, you're a barista, you're a coffee jerk. And again, I find that's old. You really are being told, like, you're garbage. You're garbage. You're not worth a kind of basic living amount of resources. You barely, hello, you're part of our family here, but you do barely deserve to survive. Being told that at a very basic material level probably has some bad effects on people. I don't know. And in order to maintain that relationship, you have to get law firms like this on board to do your bidding. You have to give them a bunch of this. Then they do this. Hey, dude, I went to law school, and I use my legal career to make sure poor people can never have a decent life. And I use that money to buy a Tesla. So, I'm helping the earth. You piece of shit, you. My car looks like an ergonomical mouse that I bought on Amazon.com.
Amazon.com.
You know, we have many causes. We take many what I call community behaviors on this channel, okay? Many a social movement has started on this channel, okay? And I propose we make a law similar to the disclosure one we were talking about earlier, where you legally have to say, I use law stuff. I use my law degree to make life harder for poor people if you work for one of these companies. Because there's a lot of, there's this whole thing about like, oh, my son or daughter is a doctor or a lawyer. And that's, oh, wow. Oh, Mary Beth? Her son is a lawyer. Wow.
Yeah.
And there's this social currency to this or whatever. So I think, you should, even if you're a parent, what does your son do? What does Gregton do? And you would have to say, oh, he makes life harder for poor people using legal trickery. You mean he's a lawyer? Well, I can't legally say that anymore. Sorry. He works for the... My son works for a very prestigious law firm you might have heard of. It's called Dewey, Cheatham and Howe. Ever heard of it? Well, there we go. That's a sufficiently old-timey joke to alienate me from every person viewing this. Welcome to Grandpa's channel. Welcome to Grandpa's channel. Please don't go. Please don't go watch a Roblox video. Where are you going? As more baristas around the country seek to unionize, Starbucks has used a massive legal team to slow the pace of union elections. But the coffee chain suffered a tough legal setback on Friday, all thanks to some late emails. Workers at several stores in upstate New York recently petitioned for union elections, just like the 2 stores in the Buffalo area that successfully unionized last year. But Starbucks, through its lawyers from the firm Literally Mendelsohn, has asked the National Labor Relations Board not to move ahead with the votes, arguing that elections for individual stores aren't appropriate. The company wants all the stores within the region grouped into one big vote. This is a very funny part of this whole kind of war that's going on. Is Starbucks legal team, these people that they're throwing all this and doing this and doing this and doing this. This law firm that they're throwing all this money to, probably multiple law firms they're throwing all this money to, they keep doing the same thing where they say over and over again to these stores that want to unionize, they're like, you can only unionize or vote to union. You can only vote to unionize if it's a bunch of stores at once, like a giant group of stores all at once. And there's no other reason for this besides it makes it less likely that they'll all together vote yes to become part of a union. So it's purely a don't join a union. You can't join a union tactic. And the other funny thing about this is every time these lawyers ask the National Labor Relations Board to do this, to force them to vote all at once, a bunch of stores all at once, the National Labor Relations Board says no. So they just keep doing this. These lawyers just keep doing this in order to sort of buy time, and then do more kind of like force these people to go to meetings and stuff where they're like, don't join a union, you piece of turd, you piece of. If you don't join a union, we'll let you, we'll let you lick the milk, we'll let you lick the remaining foamed milk out of the thing after you do the. In New York and Arizona, like Seattle, the company argued that any vote should include the combined workforce of more stores, meaning the union would need to secure a larger number of votes to prevail. So, this is a big for these law firms, and I was looking around. I was like, maybe I'll get into this. I was thinking maybe I'll work for one of these law firms. I like making people's lives harder, Very nice office, downtown Miami. Check this out. This is one of their offices. They're very nice. And I was thinking, like, imagine You go to, you go to apply to work there. You're a lawyer. They're like, so here are the pros. Here's some of the pros. Here's some of the pros to working here. Office is right near the metro station. You can go anywhere. Go watch a Heat game. It's right near the arena. There's a really good tapas place nearby. Cons to working here: you will be crushing poor people all day and tearing apart the basic fabric of society. The lawyer who's applying, he's like, did you say tapas? According to a 2019 estimate by the Economic Policy Institute, also known as the EPI, U.S. employers spend nearly $340 million per year on union avoidance services. I love that. I love that kind of talk. Oh, we're trying to crush poor people? No. Don't say it like that, you shit. We're doing union avoidance activities. We're engaging in efficiency strategies. The EPI also found that by the early 2000s, about 75% of all employers facing union elections involving 50 or more voters retained a union avoidance consultant. It appears there are 4 big law firms that dominate the business. Litzler Mendelsohn, that's the tapas place. Ogletree Deacons. Who are these names? Ogletree Deacons? Meet Litzler Mendelsohn. Would you like to get married, or what's up, bros? And this was a huge story, whatever it was, last year, a couple years ago. I don't know, who remembers. This law firm actually worked with the Amazon, when Amazon in Alabama was trying to, there was a union vote over there that had all kind of problems with it. We don't know for certain what role Morgan Lewis played. That's another one of these law firms. Morgan Lewis played. But because everything about the union avoidance business happens in the dark, and firms like Morgan remain almost invisible to the public and the mainstream press, they are believed in legal and business circles to wield immense influence in union-busting campaigns. But there's not much reliable public information by which to gauge the scope of that influence, or to put a price tag on these firms' campaigns. So that's interesting, because that one law that was proposed that's going nowhere in the old decrepit government we have is going nowhere. So these things just kind of operate, in secret. Then what's going on? And this seems kind of weird, because there's so much companies are not allowed to do to bust unions, to fire people because they're trying to join you. There's so much they can't do, but this is kind of just like all done in the background, in the shadow, outside of any kind of accountability and all this crap. Firms like these specialize in delivering advice to their client companies on how to extinguish union efforts and push the envelope of labor law without violating it. And this is interesting because a lot of these, we've talked about this before, but a lot of these leaks, like people are recording on their phones these meetings that they're forced to go to, where people are like, they're saying things that are really like, you can't join a union, you turds. But they're saying that in a way that's right up to the legal line. It's a really bizarre job to have. There are these fine distinctions in what can be said and what cannot be said when it comes to employers discouraging employees from joining a union, Fisk told Salon. The law has essentially incentivized companies to walk right up to the line of threatening their workforce. Employers, quote, pay lawyers a great deal of money to tell them how to threaten without threatening, coerce without coercing, and above all, make sure that employees only hear one side of the story. Wow, that's your job. Again, tapas nearby though, so. My son's a lawyer. What kind of lawyer? He hurts poor people. Okay, you got me. I'm not coming to church anymore. People digging in on what kind of law my son does. It's bad. Yes, it's bad. They give an example of this article of one of the most kind of wacky, a little bit wacky. Let's be honest, a little bit wacky examples of this kind of like right up to the line legally thing of telling people don't join a union. In 2014, a leaked recording of one of Target's captive audience meetings offered a glimpse into the subtle wording employed by company representatives that sought to discourage employees from unionizing. The video explains, if Target faced rigid union contracts, like some of our competitors, our ability to serve our guests could suffer dramatically, And with fewer guests, what happens to our team? If employees voted to unionize, the video continued, chances are it could change our fast, fun, and friendly culture with their way of doing business. We have a friendly, fun culture here.
You don't deserve $1 more.
It's fun. It's a fun culture. You shit, you. Look, if you guys join a union, soon there'll be all these rules, and you won't even be able to
beat a kid in Walmart,
which is a big part of our culture here at Walmart. Our guests here at Walmart, they simply love to
beat a kid in Walmart, beat a kid in Walmart.
And many even believe
you are morally obligated to beat a kid in Walmart.
Okay, so it's religious at that point, I would say. So there you go, guys. A little bit of class war happening here by these people who, they deal with all kind of nuts, wander into Starbucks with their complicated, obsessive drink orders. Yeah, can I get 1 pump? Can I get 4.5 pumps of vanilla? Yeah, can I get a macchiato, caramel macchiato, 4 pumps of vanilla? Then I'm going to need those pumps removed. Then a half pump. Then pour in some milk and then to complete the other half of that pump. Then remove now that's a full pump. Remove that. And then put ice. Light ice. Sonic ice, if you have it, actually. I would like my drink Sonic iced. Try that out, guys. Next time you go to a restaurant or some drive-through someplace, be like, yeah, I'll have a number 2 with a large Diet Coke, Sonic ice. Sir, this is not a Sonic. Yep. I said the ice, not the Sonic. Sonic is an ice type, you idiot. So good luck to these people. I will be fighting my own legal battle against Starbucks, which is called the No Dirty Looks When I Use the Starbucks Bathroom Without Buying Anything Act of 2022. It's a cause worth fighting for, but with your heavy financial support, I think we will be able to do something. Now, I would like to say much of those funds will be going to personal items and services for myself and my team, which is me. But we can win this thing, you guys. We can win this thing, guys. So, guys, in conclusion, happy hump day. It's a weird name for a day, but we deal with it. All right? Thank you so much for watching. I got a very exciting thing coming up. But keep it secret for now, I guess. I don't even know why I'm saying this in that case, but I will be making some kind of an announcement soon. I will be making some kind of announcement soon on something that you might be let down on, but whatever. So stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys later. Love you, and bye-bye. Hey guys, you're only getting a fraction of the weekly shows. If you want a new motherfucking episode every day, subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. You get the patron-only Tuesday and Thursday shows, the Bookablega show where we look at important books, and the goddamn weekly behind-the-scenes show. And for only 25 bones, you could become a producer and get your name up here. Look at these people. These people make this show possible. If it wasn't for them, nothing. We don't have a show. We got nothing, and it's garbage. And we have to just leave. We have to just basically walk away, and we don't even really know where we're walking. That's the truly troubling part about all this. But please, become a patron today for as little as 2 bones, or 5 bones is another level, or 10, or you go the full 25 and you get up here. Big special thanks to these people. Love you guys so much.